two extraordinary talents join forces, the results can redefine a genre, and R&B duo Groove Theory stands as a prime example. With their soulful harmonies and innovative production, the pair left an unforgettable mark on 90s music. But as their stars rose, their differing ambitions ultimately led them down separate paths. So what really happened to Groove Theory? It all began in New York City in 1993, when Amel Larrieux, born Amel Stowell, and Bryce Wilson crossed paths. The two were connected through a music publishing company. Amel worked there as an executive assistant, while Bryce was already building his reputation as a skilled producer. Though Amel's job involved paperwork and errands, she wasn't just any assistant. A graduate of a performing arts school, Amel was a gifted singer and songwriter waiting for her moment to shine. Here's a fun nugget of history. Questlove, the iconic drummer and frontman of The Roots, attended the same high school as Amel Larrieux. In fact, Amel stepped in as Questlove's last-minute prom date when his original date couldn't make it. Talk about a serendipitous connection. On the other side of the equation was Bryce Wilson, who had already begun making waves in the music scene as a member of the 80s hip-hop electro-funk group Mantronix. The duo's story began to unfold when a publisher from their shared music company decided to play matchmaker. Knowing that Amel had dreams of being a singer and Bryce was looking to form a group to showcase his production talents, the publisher saw potential magic in their collaboration. Bryce handed one of his tracks to Amel to see what she could do, and it didn't take long for him to be blown away. Amel wasn't just a vocalist, she was a triple threat who could write, sing, and arrange her own music. For Bryce, this was a jackpot. He didn't have to hunt down different people to complete the creative puzzle. Amel was the full package. When it came time to name their duo, Bryce coined the term Groove Theory to reflect the balance of their sound. Groove represented the authentic, soulful, and pleasurable essence of their music, while Theory symbolized the calculated, thoughtful artistry behind it. Together, they struck the perfect chord. Not long after teaming up, Groove Theory signed a record deal with Epic Records, and in 1995, they dropped their self-titled debut album. Their lead single, Tell Me, wasn't just a hit, it was a smash. The track soared to number 5 on the US Billboard Hot 100, cementing the duo's place in the R&B scene. But here's where fate stepped in. Tell Me was actually recycled from a UK R&B group called Rhythm and Bass. Amel had originally written the song for them, but it didn't make much of an impact overseas. Fast forward to the final stages of Groove Theory's album production, and the duo realized they were one track short. To Tell Me. With no other options, Bryce took the track back to the studio, revamped the beat, and gave it a fresh sound. Little did they know this last-minute addition would become their breakout hit. The music video captured their creative chemistry perfectly, with Amel delivering her soulful vocals in the booth and Bryce masterfully working the studio panel. The album didn't stop at Tell Me. Tracks like Baby Love and Keep Trying also gained traction, helping the project achieve gold status. Groove Theory was on fire, and fans couldn't get enough. Naturally, the duo needed to capitalize on their rising fame by hitting the streets, connecting with fans, and promoting their music. But here's where the cracks started to show. Bryce was all about the studio, preferring to stay behind the scenes and focus on production. Amel, on the other hand, recognized her moment in the spotlight and wanted to seize every opportunity to meet the people who supported their music. While the duo was undeniably talented, their differing approaches to fame hinted at the challenges that lay ahead. In a revealing March 2020 interview with The Real Gully TV, Bryce reflected on the dynamics of the duo, saying, "We came out, I kinda hid myself. I faded myself out the picture. I wasn't really prepared to do the whole camera thing. For the most part, this artist that I found, she's in the front, she's the one that's interfacing with the audience. And I think that after a while between the label, herself, sometimes I started getting overshadowed by all of her presence and all of her demands." But let's not get it twisted. Amel wasn't the only one experiencing a surge in confidence. Bryce admitted that he too started raising the stakes as he found success outside of Groove Theory. One of his most notable collaborations, working with Toni Braxton. Bryce not only co-wrote and co-produced her chart-topping hit You're Making Me High with Kenneth Babyface Edmonds, but he also found himself in the spotlight in a very different way, starring as Tony's love interest in the music video. Interestingly, Bryce suggested that Tony cast someone else for the role, but she insisted he was the perfect fit. As the duo's individual careers began to take priority, it became clear that their paths were diverging. They eventually agreed to part ways, with Amel launching a successful solo career and Bryce setting his sights on keeping the Groove Theory legacy alive. Bryce had always envisioned the group as a rotating project, with different lead singers stepping into the spotlight. Not long after Amel's departure, Makita Davis was brought on as the new vocalist, and the revamped Groove Theory signed a deal with Columbia Records to write the next chapter in their story. During this time, Amel Larrieux took a new direction in life, both personally and professionally. She married her longtime partner, and together they welcomed 2 daughters. Amel also launched her solo career, releasing her debut album, Infinite Possibilities, in 2000. The album featured the track Get Up, which remains her highest-charting solo hit to date. Embracing her creative independence, she and her husband co-founded Bliss Life Records, an independent label that gave her the freedom to produce music on her terms. Over the years, Amel released 4 more albums under their label, with her most recent effort, Ice Cream Every Day, dropping in 2013 after a 6-year hiatus. Since then, fans have eagerly awaited new material, but Amel has taken a laid-back approach to creating music, focusing on writing, traveling, and touring instead. Meanwhile, Bryce Wilson was attempting to keep Groove Theory afloat. The group's sophomore album was scheduled to release in 2001, but behind-the-scenes issues with Columbia Records derailed the project. Bryce later revealed his frustrations with how the label treated urban projects, prompting him to ask for a release from his contract. As a result, the album was shelved, and its lead single, For Sure, barely made an impact on the charts. With the Groove Theory album on ice, Bryce shifted his focus to his personal life and career. He prioritized raising his daughter while continuing to produce for major artists like Beyoncé, Brandy, and Mary J. Blige. Proving his versatility, he also stepped into the world of acting, landing roles in several films. His most memorable appearance was in the 2005 comedy Beauty Shop, where he starred alongside Queen Latifah. In early 2010, fans of Groove Theory were thrilled when news broke that Amel Larrieux and Bryce Wilson had reunited in the studio, working on what was to be their second official album. Later that year, the duo even traveled to Tokyo, performing their first live show together in over a decade. It felt like a nostalgic comeback was on the horizon. However, by 2011, it became clear that no new material had been recorded. The highly anticipated album never came to fruition, leaving fans disappointed. Fast forward to 2020, Bryce made a statement in an interview that confirmed what many had feared. Groove Theory was over indefinitely. He explained, "I'm never gonna sound like I did in the 90s. And I hear people like, oh, bring that Groove Theory. That annoys me because I think that people talk about R&B's not dead. R&B is war dead." It was a bittersweet conclusion for a duo that had such a profound impact on 90s R&B. While they may never reunite to create new music, their timeless classics like Tell Me remain beloved by fans around the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share it with friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible content. See you next time.